Breaking news, Warzone 2.0 combat records will only start tracking stats from December 14th onward. Stats from November 16th to December 13th will not be shown. Dude, my KD, I don't know, man. I was definitely... That is the one upside I'll say to the gulag. There's a potential to actually get 2 kills instead of 1. So whenever you're spectating, you know, you fall down, die. You're 0-1 now, but you go and get 2 kills in the gulag, and then you end up dying again to go and start spectating. So you basically never really actually hurt your KD if you properly win, you know, both kills out anyway. Whereas before, it was no potential to really go positive. 1 and 2. You're always at like a net loss every single time, whereas now you can actually even it out. Really? That's crazy. I was just about to mention what I was doing. If you take a look up at the GPU clock up there, I thought maybe underclocking my GPU. Yesterday, it felt like it made it more stable. I literally just turned my computer on and everything. Everything's cold, man. Everything is cold. I was gonna actually mention that I thought I found a fix by underclocking my GPU just a crazy amount. I have it like minus 500 megahertz. You can see on other videos with it over like 2900, 2800. I think generally it settles at like 2795 or something, 2780. I'm just gonna keep sending the crash reports. They say just, hey, make sure you confirm your crash reports. So, do you see it? Diablo 4. Listen, I know I don't make Diablo content on this channel or whatever, but I don't need to make content on it to let you all know that this, yeah. I really hope that this really hooks me the same way that Diablo 3 did. I mean, I don't really see how it wouldn't. It's also like Path of Exile as well. I never really got deep into the first Path of Exile, so I'm waiting for like Path 2 to see. I'm not surprised that they weren't tracking stats, to be honest with you. I'm not really that surprised, but man, there are some people that are very, very upset now. And a lot of people, it probably feels like it sucked the wind out of a lot of their sales because there are people out there that are going on like massive win streaks and dropping whatever number of nukes and all this other shit. Have the skins and all the stuff, and everybody knows, they've seen the videos, right? But on the leaderboard, it's not going to reflect that at all. Everyone just starts from ground zero on season 1 reloaded. Literally in 5 days, basically everyone's starting from day 1 at that point. For Warzone 2 specifically, we're playing multiplayer right now. I'm on the newest driver that just came out yesterday. I also selected a clean install on the NVIDIA drivers when I was installing them. Also, some people were trying to give me some fixes and stuff through Steam. I'm not playing through Steam, I play through Battle.net. So please stop tweeting at me over and over again about your Steam fix. I don't play on Steam. I just attempted to play on Steam yesterday just to see if it made any difference at all, and it didn't. Same exact error, everything. Looking at information on that error code, it says that it's something with an overclock, but it can't be. It's minus 500 GPU clock, man. Because there were some cases where, like in Warzone 1, for example, some people had to undervolt and underclock and all that shit stuff because it was just unstable on Warzone for whatever reason. Their cards just were not having it. But this seems like it's a game issue because it's filled with people saying, hey, I have this driver, I have this, I have that. And then outside of that, the general player base, they're all still on console. Like, not everybody can just get a PC. Not installing and moving drivers around. They're at the mercy of whatever patch they're on. And they're saying that they're crashing. So on top of the recommended drivers that you put out there yourself, along with saying any newer one should drastically increase stability, it was working for weeks. So the Game Awards were yesterday, and I think they broke like a bunch of viewership records and stuff. It was a really, really good show. I enjoyed myself. I watched the whole thing. Show went relatively smoothly and pretty much went the way that I expected it to go. I don't remember all the awards, but you know, like predicted, God of War and Elden Ring just absolutely dominated. Now, Stray did win multiple times though. I think Stray ended up winning like 2 or 3 awards. Deserved. I love that game. Raven Software retweeted. Reminder, if you're experiencing crashes in Modern Warfare 2 or Warzone 2, make sure you've updated your latest GPU drivers. If drivers are up to date and you still have issues, submit a PC crash report and help us identify and investigate. I'm sending the crash reports every time, man. I have video documented proof. God of War Ragnarok won Best Action Adventure Game, Best Score and Soundtrack. Me personally, I picked Elden Ring in the soundtrack, but they're both awesome. God of War is just more comfortable for people, whereas Elden Ring is, you have to digest it. Multiverses won Best Fighting Game. Christopher Judge ended up getting Best Performance. Elden Ring ended up winning Best Art Direction, Best Role-Playing Game, and they won Game of the Year. Elden Ring won the Game of the Year award over God of War. That's mostly like the competition that everybody just, you know, keeps comparing them. They don't even mention the other ones in the category. Disrespectful. I mean, obviously, any game that ends up in that category is ridiculous. Like, if you're even nominated, the game has to be somewhat notable in its category for the year. It is. That's the purpose. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. There's patch notes. Oh, no. They're not really patch notes. Everything you need to know about it. Okay. If we go and read this thing and then I tab back into the game and it's crashed, there are some people that are saying that they've been stable. So odd. I tweeted Elden Ring is simply top tier when they ended up up winning. It basically went the way that I really wanted it to go, where I felt like God of War would win in the aspects that it's very, very good at, and Elden Ring would win in the aspects that it's very, very good at. To me, it's a toss-up in the music category. That's probably the closest one. If you were to ask people the closest one, compare the music from God of War to Elden Ring, like tell them to really sit down and listen to the quality of both of them, it's ridiculous. That's gotta be like one of the most evenly matched things. Seriously, like just go on Spotify and just listen to them both or some shit. Guy says, crazy because I don't ever feel like I've missed out on a good game because it looks awful. This is just my opinion. It's a shame too that like it can't only just like look like something that you're not interested in. It looks like something that is awful to you. And I feel really bad because something that is awful, I feel like would be something that would hurt you. Elden Ring, you are the only one losing out by not trying it. That's just the truth. And for the people that are like, yeah, I played them both out and I prefer God of War and stuff, they consume the game differently. This is the Video Game Awards. I feel like Elden Ring is a stronger, better, more complete video game than God of War Ragnarok. There's a reason why Elden Ring ended up winning Best Role-Playing Game. God of War, you are following Kratos. You're following his story. Elden Ring is a story that is much more closely related to like real life. You could sit there and let God of War just hold your hand through the whole story and make everything nice and easy and digestible, and it can still be absolutely groundbreaking and incredible. There's a certain type of feeling that you get knowing that you crafted your whole story within Elden Ring, where you fit into the mythos of everything. It's not just following a linear path. There's just so much to it, and there's so much more that you can do with it in your mind. And I learn new shit about Elden Ring every day. I'm telling you, like, people are like, oh, well, you couldn't even explain the story to me. It's like, well, I could, but that's like trying to explain, like, Attack on Titan or some shit. The further I go into the explanation, the more I take away from your experience. This game doesn't hold your hand, and that is one of the most rewarding things ever, just doing it yourself. Elden Ring just simply did not hold your hand. The developers respect you and believe in you enough that you can do this without having something that is literally just an arrow pointing in a direction, telling you to go from point A to point B. And then maybe you have like a fork in the road every once in a while that one of them, it just ends up in a dead end anyway, and you have to go back through anyway. God of War is linear. There's nothing wrong with being linear. There's a certain type of experience as a video game that an open world thing really, really makes its mark. I know this sounds crazy. Elden Ring won Game of the Year because it is the best video game that has come out this year. Elden Ring is the most video game I have ever played in my life, and I love every moment of it. I can replay it right now. The replay value, I can build in any way that I want. If I can think it up, I can actually try it. And the game is not going to stop me from doing that. The game is not going to tell me, hey, you're building this wrong. Hey, maybe you should go in this direction. Elden Ring has one thing in it where it guides you in the general direction towards like your next boss generally. But the thing is, there is a shit ton of bosses in the game. And just because it's pointing at that boss doesn't mean that that is the thing that you have to or even should be doing at that time. That's just the next step, the next hill to get over in the game. You want to have a build where you build the most meta thing and you go onto YouTube and you look up the strongest thing. What is this strongest strength weapon? The strongest spells, all this shit. What's the cheesiest thing? You can crush through the game. Or you randomly find some real random low tier weapon no one ever really uses that you've ever seen. And then you build an entire build around you running around punching people with iron fists, which completely changes the experience of the game. God of War is a very linear experience even within its combat. It's the same thing. And Elden Ring obviously has its own same old gameplay loop over and over again of like all the Souls games. Nothing wrong with having a repetitive game loop. It needs to be a good game loop. And I think they both have a good game loop. There's just a lot less variety with God of War, as opposed to the build variety of Elden Ring. I'm not saying that there's no variety whatsoever or any kind of style or something in God of War Ragnarok, but shit, I mean, even the older God of War games, I feel like combat-wise had more choice than even these ones. That's just my opinion. I think that these God of War games are superior to the old ones. The only one where I feel like the old ones shine really is the combat, and that's just my opinion. Anyway, first mid-season update dropping in with double XP and double weapon XP, so that'll be really cool. Be really nice for people, especially with like shipment and everything. So hopefully shipment is out as soon as this update comes out. Hopefully we're not waiting around or something. It's not an in-season thing. It should be at launch, right? A new weapon and 2 new operators highlight a mid-season update that also brings a high-stakes biological laboratory to DMZ. Get Modern Warfare 2 to access the first Special Ops raid and a reimagined shipment in multiplayer and receive bonuses for Warzone 2.0. Will arrive December 14th, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, following a patch to both games. I really hope that helps with stability. I don't think so. so, though. If they have a patch ready and coming up and everything, there's no way that they're gonna, I don't know. I hope so, but if they're asking for more crash reports, we're fucked. XP Weapon XP will be active across all platforms during the extended launch weekend from the 15th to the 19th. Okay, so I mean, people are gonna be hitting 250 no problem, especially if you just spam shipment the entire time. And not even that, I mean, just playing Warzone double XP is ridiculous. You be seeing people getting like 5 levels in a game, not even hard. PlayStation owners get the double XP a day early. That's the, you know, typical stuff, but it's not double weapon XP, it's just regular XP, so not weapon XP. Prior to the launch of Season 1 Reloaded, expect patch notes with details on all the technical changes, okay, including the major fixes and balance tuning. Raven Software handles Warzone 2.0 Battle Royale updates, and Infinity Ward will detail changes to Modern Warfare 2 and the Warzone 2.0 DMZ beta. Infinity Ward handles multiplayer and DMZ, while Raven is just specifically Warzone 2. One thing that I'm afraid about is like the level of transparency between the two of them. Does this mean that Raven's patch notes are going to get more and more like Infinity Ward's patch notes, or are they going to rub off on each other, or is this going to be a thing where Raven still stays ultra detailed and everybody knows what's going on, and then everyone that just plays multiplayer is kind of just in the dark with like shadow changes and shit? And the DMZ beta patch notes updates can be found here. This is Autumngrad, the first special ops raid. I don't know if that's how you say that. Shipment incoming. Now on the high seas, get ready to complete the rest of those camo challenges or cause general chaos in this frenetic favorite to core multiplayer mode. They know that everybody knows that that's what shipment is. Shipment is there just for just constant engagement. And before we had all of these camo challenges, we still had camo challenges before, but all of these camo challenges, hundreds of them, people still just spam shipment. The only reason that people didn't keep playing shipment and the same old maps over and over again is because people complained about map variety in montages at that time. People were just grinding for montage clips, and if you just kept spamming, you know, M40 ACOG shipment clips over and over and over again, unless you're getting like plus 25s or some shit like that, like no one's even like watching. People probably have no idea what the fuck I'm saying anymore. Introducing first special ops raid, Autumngrad. Preparing for the raid. Accessing a raid requires a raid key. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. You have to get it in DMZ or some shit, right? Which can be earned through the following methods. Oh, wait. Complete any specific daily challenge, either in multiplayer or spec ops. Oh, so they have a way to unlock it, so you don't have to play DMZ. Complete a specific daily challenge, either in multiplayer or spec ops. Place within the top 20 in any Warzone 2.0 Battle Royale playlist. Easy. They'll probably have like a nice big thing that'll pop up on your screen saying, raid key earned. What is this raid key? And then you click on it and it'll pull you in. In DMZ, use the final extract helicopter with at least 30,000 in cash. I have no idea how difficult that is or not. Once a raid key is earned, that player or whatever squad mates they choose to bring in can access the raid for a full week. There is only one mandatory requirement for raid access, the raid key. We have a couple of additional tips prior to infiltration. Okay, wait, so you earn a raid key and then you'll just be able to do the raid for a week. What if we go into that raid with that one key? Do we lose the key if we fail it? Or can we actually just keep trying it for a week? Because that just doesn't even seem difficult at all. I feel like literally everyone will just have access to a raid key then. Shipment to arrive in multiplayer, yeah, the map is just all wet and just dark and there's harsh lighting and stuff. I'm really hoping that graphically I don't have to deal with all of this reflection on the ground. That is a shit ton of eye strain. Expect this map to be in featured playlists throughout the rest of Season 1. Whether you're ready to grind out the rest of the Orion camo challenges or just embrace chaos, prepare for Shipment's arrival in Season 1 Reloaded update. Do they mean that there's going to be a Shipment 24/7 playlist the entire time? Or do they mean that just the map itself is just going to be just throughout the game? That's what it feels like. I wish that they would confirm like just a permanent Shipment 24/7 mode, because they cover Shipment and then they end up like pairing it with Shoot House or whatever, and then they end up having the Shoot to Ship playlist, which ends up being 80% Shoot House, and then we're gonna have to sit there and beg them to increase the consistency in which we can get Shipment in those Shoot to Ship playlists, like we did in Modern Warfare 2019. I remember in the patch notes, they increased the consistency in which we would get Shipment until they just inevitably added a Shipment 24/7 playlist. And then they also fucked with us by sitting there giving us Shipment 24/7 for like 2 days, and then taking it away to like Shoot House 24/7. I'm gonna vomit, man. I cannot stand that. Because once Shipment is out, Shoot House is virtually just obsolete for me. I don't need long shot. For most people, they'll be fine with it, but for me, I just need Shipment. I just need as many engagements as possible. Also, so I don't have to sit there and just shuffle through my game modes constantly as well. Nothing is worse than sitting here dodging team deathmatches left and right because I know that maximum gonna let me get like maybe 30 kills. Because once I pop an advanced UAV and all this other shit, like all of my teammates start cleaning everybody up, and yeah. Find a way into this restricted, redacted, and redacted. Cool, thanks, man. Just, you should have said it in a different way, but whatever. Warzone Cup Mini Royale available for a limited time. Get those squad goals on a virtual pitch or feel the intensity of a more condensed battle royale in these limited time playlist offerings. So this is the Rocket League mode or whatever it was that people were talking about. It's not even gonna really, it's not gonna be close to Rocket League, let's be honest. So this Building 21 is in Warzone, and then it's also a new area in DMZ as well, right? Okay, so it's working the way that we assumed that it would. Oh, so they showed the inside of it. So with all this redacting that they're doing, we're seeing the inside. So find a way into this restricted redacted, I'm gonna assume building or room, and blank. I assume download information, find a laptop, find a USB, do some just simple shit. It's not some massive mystery, guys. New keys have appeared in Al Mazrah, but where do they lead? Location is classified. Okay, so people are gonna have to try to figure out where it is. People will find that very, very quickly, though. I have a feeling a lot of people are gonna be like entering a whole bunch of buildings trying to find it and then thinking that they found it. Yeah, this is what it is. Warzone Cup Mini Royale. Following the Modern Warfare FC support a team feature, which was a disaster, by the way, because they didn't even give you an option to select ties or anything. Some people are saying they didn't even get rewards and other stuff. I don't know. Limited time mode brings 2 teams of the operators out. Special ATVs with a pulse ability to push a massive football into the other team's goal. Collect and toss shock sticks to stall your opponents or boost through enemy vehicles to ram them. Okay, this sounds so stupid. I'm ready. Mini Royale for Warzone. Is there a Mini Royale for like solos? I'll try it. Probably not though. So this is Gaz. Obviously we all know who Gaz is. This is Claus, bearded dude with Santa shit on him. Got the Honey Badger here. Definitely one of the smoothest feeling weapons I've ever used in Call of Duty. I'm gonna assume that it's gonna feel very, very good. Who knows if it's actually gonna be good though or not. There's gonna be a Weapon Challenger store bundle. Warzone 2.0 combat records will come online Season 1 Reloaded. The statistics present in Warzone 2.0 combat record will only be from the activation date forward. It will not include statistics from Season 1 launch through Season 1 Reloaded, October 16th through the 14th. Yeah, so anyone that grinded a shit ton on Warzone thinking that they're going to be like whatever amount on the leaderboard by the time it comes out with all of your wins or total kills or whatever, nope, you're starting from ground zero. Which, I mean, for some people, it might suck, but it also... I'm trying to imagine being them. This would happen similarly with like camos and things like that, where they introduce something that makes it easier after I've already done it the quote hard way. This kind of lights a fire under you again, and it's kind of enjoyable. I'll just say it like that. I mean, maybe I'm like a psychopath for thinking like that or some shit, but anyone that was already grinding thinking about the leaderboards immediately, they're still thinking about the leaderboards when this update comes out, whether they had quote wasted their time or not. They didn't really waste their time either. They've become more and more efficient at winning and getting more kills and things like that. So everyone's KD will likely be a little bit higher because people had more of an opportunity to familiarize themselves with it first. Ooh, that's probably the strategy. They didn't want people to get absolutely slammed on this shit early. Never mind, I'm going into crazy shit. Never mind, man. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, giant update is coming out soon. The Game Awards were awesome. Shipment is gonna be super, super nice for progress. Just be able to just shut the brain off. I'm thinking about like watching some long ass anime, obviously skipping most, if not all, filler. And I'm talking like those like hundreds of episodes types, like Bleach or One Piece or some shit like that. Because that's what I was doing back when I was spamming Shipment on here. I didn't crash in the menu. I only crashed once this time, so if it reduces the crashes, I'll keep doing that, I guess. It's probably not actually even helping. I hope that it's helping.